my life. It's only a season of passing September, no one will recall. But I gave joy to my mother, and I made my lover smile, and I can give comfort to my friends when they're hurting. I can make it seem better for a while. My life is half the way traveled, and still I have not found my way out of this night. My life is tangled in wishes and so many things that just never turned out right. But I gave joy to my mother, and I made my lover smile, and I can give comfort to my friends.
So hello everybody, welcome to the Red Clay Music Foundry. Thank you so much for being here, you folks that are in the house. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't tell you how appreciative I am that you're here. And thanks for complying with all the regulations we throwed at you. But once you're in your seat, if you'd like to, and you're spatially distant and all that stuff, you can take your mask off if you want. I'm going to take my mask off while I'm here, and I'll put it back on when I'm around y'all, but I ain't going to wear it while I'm right here. Thank you so much for coming. And thank you to you guys that are watching online at EOP Live on YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. We hope you'll send out a smoke signal or some sort of space-face message to some of your friends and tell them they can watch this great show that's being streamed absolutely live for free. However, I want to remind you, there is 2 ways you can tip the artist this evening. And it's right there all explained on your little page that you're watching it on, and I hope you'll do that. Thank you for doing that. I'm going to thank you in advance for doing it, because normally I'd come up here and interact with you, but I ain't doing that tonight. Tonight, we're going to run straight through. Pierce is going to start his show, and he's going to end his show, and he's going to just keep on being your entertainment. But he's going to remind you, Pierce, don't forget to remind them some bitches to tip. Pierce is going to remind you to tip as we go along. So he's going to do that, aren't you? Yes, he is. He shook his head yes. So please, please, please. And we thank you in advance for that. Thank you so much. You folks in the house, we're going to ask you to maintain your distancing. And if you need something from the bar, I think they gave you a text number you can text, and we'll bring it right to your seat. Or if you need to get up and stretch your legs, that's fine. Just put your mask back on and stay the hell away from other people. That's what we're asking you to do. So, but thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Now, I've only known Pierce Pettis for about 50 years, literally. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but it's really true. I mean, it goes way, 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 way back. And he has forever been one of my favorite crafters of song, and he has forever been one of my favorite people. I love all his 3 children dearly. I love both his ex-wives dearly. You only have 2, right?
So far, yeah.
Yeah, I love both of them. And I love his dogs that he's had, and I love all his pets. Yeah, he's been one of those people that I'm very happy that I got to know, and I'm very proud to call a friend. And I would love for you folks, it's going to be really hard. You're going to have to work really hard at this. But I would love for you folks in here to sound like you're 1,000 people and give a nice welcome to Pierce Pettis.
Oh, wait a minute. I guess I can take this off now. Yes, John Eddie, they also have a new rule. You have to change your underwear 4 times a day, and you have to wear it on the outside of your clothes so they can check, you know. All right. Well, this is a song by a Georgia songwriter named Mark Hurd. Oh, and I got to tell you what we're doing tonight. I had 2 sets planned, and what I'm doing is I'm just shoving them together into one really big set. And but the first half is going to be songs from all my albums up until the most recent one, and the second half is going to be every song on my most recent album. So there you go. I don't know why I'm saying that. For the folks at home, you can hit record, and then you get a free album, you know, on the second half. So. Foothills, home to the drone of power lines and rock doves. Mountains gray as velvet, filled with dots of yucca and jacaranda. Facing the sky as the day burns away is a desert in mourning. Oh, sheltering the dead stones, cradle of the lost bones, home of eternal comings and goings, blinking away the sunrise, listening to the wind blow, angels with dirty faces facing another day in limbo, beckoning far from heaven, everything seems so stone cold, beating the drums of change, another day in limbo. Pray for the foothills, goat herds, and windmills, and satellite dishes. Oh, and petroglyph talkers meet iron-willed walkers who grant them no wishes. Shaking a fist at the air, it just brings on a blackening sky. In the cracking of embers, old men remember walking in beauty in the dawn of their lives, blinking away the sunrise, listening to the wind blow, angels with dirty faces facing another day in limbo, beckoning far from heaven, everything seems so stone cold, beating the drums of change, another day in limbo. Pray for the foothills, the iron horse with 4 wheels, bucks the drunken rider. Oh, the pawns of the pawn kings, the corn silk of the heartstrings lies tattered and blighted. But oh, they sing in the sand for the son of man who sought fire from water. Yeah, faith like eternal, rising in thermals, hope springs eternal, once in a while, blinking away the sunrise, listening to the wind blow, angels with dirty faces facing another day in limbo, beckoning far from heaven, everything seems so stone cold, beating the drums of change, another day in limbo. You know, one thing that would help it would be if you guys could like run around the room while you're clapping. because that would make it sound like a much bigger crowd, and we get this cool Doppler effect, you know. Well, my name is Pettis. That's actually my name for you in our online audience. That's Pettis, as you can see. And I'm a guy who has way too much alliteration in his name. When I was a little kid, I didn't have any friends because people would ask me my name and I'd spit on them twice, you know. Where's that at? But at any rate, I began my alleged career over in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Excuse me. And I learned some cool stuff while I was there. I went there kind of as a folky guy, you know, but I ended up having all this Bo Evil stuff crept into my music. And a few years later, I got with my friend Tom Kimmel, and we wrote this song. It's kind of got a Muscle Shoals feel to it. See? There's no need to hide what's going on. Your story's all over town. It's all right if everything is all wrong. Come on down to the crying ground. The dark skies feels like rain. Why, look at all the thunder clouds. Bet that damn heaven's just about to break. Come on down to the crying ground. Down to the crying ground. Let your tears be holy water rolling down your face. It ain't no disgrace. Come on down to the crying ground. I know you'd love to steal away where you will never be found. Sometimes everybody's gotta feel this way. Come on down to the crying ground. Down to the crying ground. Let your tears be holy water roll down your face. Well, it ain't no disgrace. Come on down to the crying ground. No need to tell me what you're going through. Sister, I've been right where you are now. You know exactly what you need to do. Come on down, 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 down. Come on down, 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 down. Come on down, 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 down. We are talking holy water rolling down your face. Ain't no disgrace. Come on down to the crying ground. 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 But don't be alarmed. I'm required to wear this. It's a safety device It keeps my harmonica from flying out into space and hitting people in the eye and stuff. All right. Excuse me. I have to keep drinking water because I'm starting to sound like Kim Carnes or something. I should say that I met Kim Carnes one time. She is a very nice person. I've never met Kenny Rogers, so I can still make fun of him. I'm starting to sound like Kenny Rogers. Thank God I'm starting to look like Kenny Rogers. Man, have you guys seen Kenny lately? Holy crap. I mean, seriously, this man's got some money. Can he afford a good plastic surgeon? You know, I mean, because he's like, you know, no. I guess you had to be there. What's going on? Somebody's talking to me through my...
He's dead.
Kenny's dead? Oh, great. Well, now I'm going to get some emails. Oh, yeah. Maybe perhaps a subpoena. I don't know. Well, I'm really sorry to hear that Kenny has passed away. It could have been the plastic surgery that did it. I don't know. It could kill you. I don't know. Listen, it's true. Oh, well. How many people are online right now, Eddie? Is there anybody from like Kenny's hometown watching this? So I could be hearing from them. Okay, well, I'm so sorry. I think I'll just move on here. This is a song that I heard many years ago. I heard Doc Watson do it. And it mentioned Muscle Show, so I thought, cool. And then later I heard Jason Isbell do it, killer version, so that got me going. Jason's still alive, isn't he? I mean, okay, good. Because I like him a lot, you know, and nothing against Kenny, but I like Jason a lot better. All right. Well, let it rain, let it pour, let it rain a whole lot more, 'cause I got them deep rubber blues. Let the rain drive right on, let the waves sweep along, 'cause I got them deep rubber blues. My old gal, she's good old pal. She walked like a waterfowl, and I got them deep rubber blues. Yeah, there ain't nobody gonna cry for me. Fish all go out on the spree when I got them deep rubber blues. Well, give me back my old boat. I'm gonna sail her if she'll float, 'cause I got them deep rubber blues. Yeah, I'm going back, muscle shows. Times are better, there I'm told, 'cause I got them deep rubber blues. Thank you. Well, I've told this story so many times, but it's still true, most of it. This next song is one I wrote when I was living in Atlanta. And I was was in this crappy little apartment, and I was broke. It was not a good year. It wasn't quite as bad as this year, but it was up there. So I was living in this place, and honestly, I had no money at all. I had no furniture. All my furniture was like somewhere else. And I was sleeping on this kid's trundle bed every night, which is like 4 feet long. And, oh, God, it was awful. And I didn't even have a table in my kitchen, man. I'd just go in there and sit on the floor, and eat Pop-Tarts or whatever. And so I put up with that for a better part of a year. And when it came around Christmas time, I was really seriously becoming depressed. And so I didn't even bother, putting up reindeer and lights and trees and stuff, because, I just was not in a festive mood, But a funny thing happened Christmas morning. I got up, and it was a beautiful day, and as it turned out, and it had rained the night before, and I went in my kitchen, and I looked out the window, and there's like a cedar bush out there, and the rain had made little drops of water. They were clinging to all the little pointy parts of the cedar bush, and the light shining through the drops made them all a different color, honestly. And it was like a free Christmas tree, And so that got me inspired, and I started thinking of these lyrics, and started hearing this music in my head, along with the voices and the screaming and stuff. And to make a long story short, I took the song idea up to Nashville, and I got with my friend Gordon Kennedy, and we finished the song. It was recorded by Garth Brooks, man, and which was great, And so just to complete the irony of it all, the song's called "You Move Me." It's actually what I got to do after that. I got to move into a house that I still live in. Here's how life seems to me. Life is like therapy. It's really expensive with no guarantees. As I lay on the couch with my heart hanging out, I was frozen in fear like a rock in the ground. Oh, you move me. You give me courage I did not know I had. Oh, you move me. Can't go with you and stay where I am, so you move me. Yeah. Oh, you move me. Here's how love was to me. I could look and not see, going through the emotions, not knowing what they mean. And it scared me so much that I just would not budge. I might have stayed there forever if not for your touch. Oh, you move me out of myself and into the fire. Oh, you move me, burning with love and hope and desire, and you move me. Will you move me? You go whistling in the dark, making light of it, making light of it. I will follow with my heart, laughing all the way. Oh, you move me. You've got me dancing and you make me sing. Oh, you move me. And I take delight in every little thing, 'cause you move me. Yeah, you move me. See how you move me. How you move me. See how you move me. How you move me. See how you move me. How you move me. Yeah, yeah. How you move me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you move me. Oh, you move me. Oh, you move me. Thank you. Well, this is a song I wrote about the little corner of Alabama where I grew up, in DeKalb County, Alabama. By the way, a friend of my lawyer's sister just published a book that's like in the bestseller about growing up there, which is kind of interesting. It's called The Lookout Mountain Gang, and it's about people I knew, including my friend Freddie Aberle, who passed away, but used to live here in Atlanta. I used to hang out with Freddie years ago. But at any rate, and I co-wrote this with a lady named Heidi Higgins, who's from here. And Heidi, well, the way it was originally a poem. I had written it. I was on a plane or something. I had all these airplane things in it. And I read it to Heidi, and she said, you know, that's a song. You should make that a song. So she helped me do that. Can you hear this okay, Shalom? By the way, how about a hand for Shalom, our sound guy? Yay! He's up there wearing a mask. There's nobody else up there. What are you doing? All right. At any rate, well, this is called Little River Canyon. It is for you. Little River Canyon, swimming with the snakes. Pretty green water, so cold it makes you ache, even on the hottest Alabama days. Girls would lie on terry cloth and bake. So deep into the landscape, we did not realize we had been talking in accents all our lives, just a vague sense of the world passing us by, like out-of-state tags rolling down I-59. This song is just an echo. Hey, this song is just a ripple from a stone that was tossed into the water long ago. With heads more full of hormones than brains, straightening out the curves, flying down those hills. We were driving so fast, it's a wonder we weren't all killed. Cars parked on the canyon rim. Any weekend night, you could hold your baby like like a flotation device, bobbing to the surface and coming up for air. In a tangle of tongues and teeth and hair, this song is just an echo. Yeah, this song is just a ripple from a stone that was tossed into the water long ago. Some left for college, some could only dream. I see them hanging around, they're still wearing their high school rings. I avoid their faces when I come to town. Man, I still don't know which one of us has let the other down. Little River Canyon, it's in a crazy quilt of trees. I'm looking at that smoky water choked with fallen leaves, falling like a million childish dreams, all washed away like nothing in that frigid stream. The song, it's just an echo. Hey, this song, it's just a ripple from a stone that was tossed into the water long ago. Banjo. Oh, I'm out of water. What the hell? This is Molly, by the way. Molly McGoldrick, who's the pride of Ireland by way of Georgia. Thank you, Molly. Molly's in one of my songs, by the way. I'm making light of it. There's a whole verse about Molly. This is true, which is why you should buy the album, because, and Molly will sell it to you. She's selling albums during them. Am I still talking? I'm sorry. I'll just drink this. Okay. You folks watching at home, don't touch that dial. Up a half step. This is a song I wrote with a dear friend of mine I've also known forever named Claire Lynch. Y'all may have heard of her. She's the bluegrass queen. And Claire is from near Huntsville, Alabama. She actually used to live in a place called Hazel Green. I'm sorry, I got that wrong, Claire. But at any rate, I live in a little town called Mintown, which is not too far from where I was born and raised. Grew up in Fort Payne. But man, Mintown is like all the difference in the world. And I'm not to put anybody down or anything, but it's just different. Lookout Mountain is different. And where I live, I can see Sand Mountain, kind of the way Sarah Palin could see Russia. So I just kind of stay away, But no, I've got friends over there who I'll be hearing from them probably. But at any rate, yeah, it's different. My mother used to say that. People on the mountain are just different. And we are. But at any rate, so I wrote a song really about my little hometown of Mintown. Mentone is so small, we got a sign that says "Welcome to Mentone," like on both sides, you know, so to give you an idea. And but it turns out that Claire lived near a town called Moontown. What a cool name! I mean, we use that instead. Every day these hills all turn to indigo at twilight. That's the time I like to sit outside. Heaven is a place that everybody here believes in. Why, we have every reason here in Moontown. You don't have to wait for good times to come round. When all the shooting stars come falling down, we'll just pick them up like pennies from the ground here in Moontown. Tourists stop for gas, all headed southbound for Orlando, wondering how we ever stand it here. Stuck in this dry county, no Budweiser, no Black Label, but we can dream you under the table here in Moontown. I've been all the way to Birmingham and even to Atlanta. I've seen the way the lights shine at night. But the city never sleeps, no, not like we do here, where peace falls like a blanket from the sky over Moontown. For good times to come round. Oh, when all the shooting stars come falling down, we'll just pick them up like pennies from the ground here in Moontown. Here in Moontown. Thank you. I don't know why. Oh well. How's that? Say what? Sorry, we're having technical difficulties. Let's see if this one's up. All right, try this again. Well, my battery's good, so. I know one way to fix it. Bring an XLR and plug it in through a separate line, but that would take a while. Maybe we can get to that in a minute, because it has an XLR plug as well as a 1/4 inch. We're getting technical now, aren't we? Oh yeah. That's because we're professionals.
Pull that XLR right off of that direct box and plug it in yourself if you want.
Well, that's. You really want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell you what, let's do it in a minute. I'm going to play this other one right now. Yeah. Maybe bad cable or something. Who knows? All right. You guys doing all right? Are you still here? Okay, good. Here's something you don't see every day. Wait. Yes, watch this. And that is perfectly legal, folks. Put this in here. Dang it. Okay, I'll do a few more songs. on my first set and then move immediately into my second set. That one works. Okay. I got to keep drinking this because I don't know why, because I'm obsessive compulsive. And if I don't stop, I have to keep doing things for no reason. The thing about being obsessive compulsive, though, is it's all about rituals, right? And here's the deal, though. You got to make those rituals work for you. Otherwise, if you're working for the rituals, that's not good. Then you're walking around doing things like, I have to wear this hat today because it's Thursday, you know. A good ritual would be things like, I have to brush my teeth, you know. Anyway, just while I throw that in while we're waiting. Oh, yeah, okay, here we go. I'm going to do you a little song about New Orleans that I wrote with Fred Kohler. Fred had a live album years ago. It's called Night of the Living Fred. I thought that was a great title for it. Well, the train pulled into New Orleans, and I'm gonna start. Can I start over? Okay, you guys at home, I'm starting over. Okay. Well, the train pulled into New Orleans, and I made my way downtown, where the saints and sinners chance to meet, where they call the neutral ground. I met a girl on the Rue Royale. She turned my head around. It was swirling like the mist that creeps along the neutral ground. She took me to the riverside, slipped her hand in mine. I held on to a treasure like I never dreamed I'd find. The band was playing Dixieland. Oh, how I love that sound. We stood and kissed the streetcars rumble up the neutral ground. Quit my job, I swear I never liked it anyway. I was working up in Illinois for a lowly salesman's pay. Now I'm back in New Orleans, making all the rounds, searching for the girl I left down on the neutral ground. Every night's a party here, every day it rains, and the weeks of mud stretch longer than the bridge cross Pontchartrain. I walk my feet on the narrow streets, they wind their way downtown, where the saints and sinners chance to meet upon the neutral ground, where the saints and sinners chance to meet upon the neutral ground. There's a couple of songs about Alabama. Let me drink a little water. What's wrong with me tonight? Actually, I do know what's wrong. I'm having asthma. Which is why I play harmonica, you see, because it serves as a form of musical hyperventilation. It's way better than a paper bag. You know, you get a paper bag and go, you know, but I use a harmonica. And that way, if I'm ever hospitalized again, you know, they'll know when I'm having an asthmatic attack because I'll hear it going, you know, and they'll come running, you know. And if they don't get there in time, at least I'll go out with one of these big finish, right? But anyway, so. chicken wire floats in the big parade, marching bands and the prom queens wave from an old home movie faded with time. Alabama, 1959. Daddy had hair, Mom was thin. Look at the silly clothes they wore back then. Stood a Baker truck parked in the drive. Alabama, 1959. Men wore hats and called you son. Children said, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. Ladies called you hun. Days just blew away like dandelions in Alabama, 1959. The TVA strung power lines and lit up our world with Pepsodent and Lucky Strikes. TVs rolled in black and white. Alabama, 1959. Football games beneath the lights. No one ever dared to cross the color line. Black faces watched through the fence outside. Alabama, 1959. Don't use that word, my mother said. It isn't Christian, say colored folks instead. So I learned to be polite in Alabama, 1959. These old home movies, they make me cry, and still I bring them out and watch sometimes. And all those ghosts come back alive. Alabama, 1959. From Alabama, 1959. Well, I wash my hands and I take my place. I bow my head, clean my plate. I think and act and I talk this way, for I was raised in a state of grace. I always know right where I am, from Muscle Shoals down to Birmingham, from the rolling hills clear to Mobile Bay. Hey, left and right. I'm rich and poor, I'm black and white. I am not alone, I am not ashamed, yet I make my home in a state of grace. The whippoorwill as the moonlight falls over cotton fields. If I should die before I wake, I will lay me down in a state of grace. I wash my hands, I take my place, bow my head, I clean my plate. Think and act and talk this way, for I was raised in a state of grace. Thank you. Oh, I have to be careful when I play that in Alabama. They all start yelling, "Roll Tide, War Eagle. Less filling, tastes great," you know, whatever. I went to Florida State because I wanted to get away from that football stuff. And that didn't work out too good. Okay, now for my second set. All right. Hey. This is my new guitar, which doesn't seem to be working at the moment. Let me see if I can get it to work. Is that better? Not better, okay. Is it cutting out now? You don't hear it, which means it's cut out. You do hear it because who's on first? Okay, all right. Pardon me, this guitar was in tune when I bought it, and I don't know what happened, but like I said, it's new, you know, and can you hear that okay? God darn, God bless. About a hand from or for the greatest sound man in the world, a man who's actually able to talk, and I'm not actually very well. This is, I'm going to do every song on my most recent album. And I always start my albums out with a song by Mark Hurd. Mark was my friend. He was from Macon, Georgia. He's buried in Macon, Georgia. Mark passed away. This song that I'm fixing to play is called Look Over Your Shoulder. It's kind of apropos because it's the last song Mark ever played, and I know that because I was on stage with him at the time. And look over your shoulder and tell me what's coming. What is the bogey that you're so afraid of? The eyes in the back of our head can't persuade that just for the moment mercy swayed. Look over your shoulder, oh, and sad eyes, tell me what you see. What is left of the child who is hiding behind them? Who longs to be laughing in places of light? Who knows that the morning will follow the night? Look into your sad eyes, tell me what you see. If you must be afraid of yourself for being afraid of the fears you have felt. You will weather well in a climate of love. It takes more than your passion and more than your pain for the rock of forgiveness to melt in the rain. Look over your shoulder and tell me what's coming. Look into your sad eyes, tell me what you see. Look over your shoulder and tell me what's coming. Thank you. I should mention this next song is a title song from my most recent album. It's called Father's Son, and it also has a Georgia connection. I wrote this with Pat Walsh. He's a wonderful guy. Pat's from Augusta, Georgia. One of those descended from one of them Irishmen that the English put in this prison colony called Georgia. You may be familiar with that story. I don't know. Though you're weary and worried, though you stumble and fall, surrounded by trouble, with your back to the wall, when you're busted and broken, remember the one that you'll always be, your father's son. When you're brought down in hatred, when you're brought down by love, brought down by those things you just can't rise above, when you stray from the path and hate what you've become, still you remain your father's son. Your father's eyes, your father's name, your father's pride, your father's shame. Be you braggart or humble, be you doctor or thief, if you're made out of money, if you live on relief, still you cannot escape it. No matter how far you run, oh, you will remain your father's son. your father's hands, your father's face. So here you stand in your father's place. You may never have known him. You may know him too well. He may have given his blessing. He may have given you hell. But if you know the difference between right and wrong, then don't forget what you are. Your father's son. Hey, don't forget who you are. Your father's son. Thank you. I wrote this, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I'm learning how to talk again. I wrote this song with my friend Fabrizio Castellino, who Eddie would remember because he used to, it's a long story, but I met Fabrizio over in England when I was working for Polygram Music Publishing, which was a wonderful company, by the way, and they had offices all over the world, including Italy and, you know, everywhere. And so they had this songwriter. They would take writers just randomly from all over the world and just throw us together somewhere and see what would happen, right? And so they put us in this place over in this old manor house in Britain, way out in the country. Kind of looked like Downton Abbey, you know. It was this beautiful old place. And man, we had writers from everywhere. Writers from Africa. We had writers from Paris. We had writers from Australia. A couple of those guys are still good friends of mine, even though I never see them. And at any rate, Fabrizio was there from Italy, and we hit it off, man. We just got to be good friends. And later he came and lived with my former wife and me for like better part of a year. Just hung out with us, you know. And the cool thing is he went back to Italy, and now he's like this huge star. He's not only a songwriter, he's a comedian, and he's the head writer for this very popular show there. And one of the funniest people, Eddie will tell you, he's one of the funniest human beings on the planet. But at any rate, we wrote this song about being separated from people you love and how no matter how far away you are, you look up and you just see the same moon, you know. And the original version's in Italian, by the way. I used to try to sing it, but I don't speak Italian, so I was probably saying things like, you know, please massage my grandmother, and the waffles are angry, you know, or something. So I asked Fabrizio if I could write English lyrics. He said, sure, whatever, you know, so we did this. When you're walking lonely streets, I'll be there with you. Hidden deep where no one sees, I'll be there with you. In every silence, I'll whisper your name. Under the sky, at the same time, I will be thinking of you. Though we're apart, we're in each other's hearts. Under the very same crying, I'll be there with you. In every teardrop I'll whisper your name under the sky. At the same time, I will be longing for you. Though we're apart, we're in each other's hearts, under the very same moon, underneath the same moon, underneath the same old moon, underneath the same old moon. Oh yeah. Under the sky at the same time, I will be dreaming of you. Though we're apart, we're in each other's hearts, under the very same moon, underneath the same old moon, underneath the same old moon. Thank you. All right. Well, let's see. I'll do you a song. This is the one song. No, there are two. There are one of two songs on the album that I didn't write. This was written by a hero of mine named Jesse Winchester, who I had the honor and pleasure of opening shows for many, many years ago, back in the 80s, when I began my alleged career. Actually began a little before that, but I got to go on the road with Jesse, which was quite something. Of course, it was kind of wasted on me because I was so stupid. I thought he was Jesse Colin Young, you know. I got it mixed up, and so I kept saying, like, Jesse, why don't you ever play that "Come On People Now" song, you know, because that's like a big hit. And he would just look at me, as you can imagine. But he was a perfect gentleman and a wonderful man, and he wrote wonderful songs. This is one of them. Well, the showman's life, it's a smoky ball, it's a fever chase of a tiny star. It's a motel room and a lonely wife. Hey, that's all it is to the showman's life. Nobody told me about this part. They told me all about those pretty girls and the wine, yeah, and the money, oh, and the good times. But there was no mention of all the wear and tear too, and old honky-tonker's heart. Well, I might have known it, but nobody told me about this part. Well, a boy will dream as dreamers do of a great wide way till the dream comes true. But it's a phony smile, yeah, colored light They told me all about those pretty girls and the wine. Yeah, yeah, and the money. Oh, and the good times. But there was no mention of all the wear and tear too. No, the honky-tonker's heart. Yeah. Well, I might have known it. Nobody told me about this part. Let me see now. You know, according to my tax records, which are true and accurate, I swear, I have to report how many miles I drive. I didn't drive that many this year, but normally I drive something like 40,000 miles a year. And, you know, that adds up. In fact, I did the math one day and I realized I've driven well over 1 million miles in my alleged career, which is, I mean, you know, I could have gone to the moon several times or to Mars, you know, in my car, of course. So this next song, I guess, could be almost a theme song, you know, for me. It's called "I Don't Know Where I Am." And also, you folks at home and all, this is a weird time, and you may be feeling this way right now. My boat has drifted off to sea, and I don't know where I am. Can I start over? I'm gonna start over, okay. Because sometimes my mind wanders, you know, that happens because I don't take my meds like I'm supposed to, and I start thinking of warthogs and, you know, flying pianos and things, and anyway, here we go. My boat has drifted off to sea, and I don't know where I am. There's black clouds churning over me, don't know where I am. I have floated far away from shore, don't know where I am, till I can't see the lights no more, don't know where I am, don't know where I I thought that I was homeward bound, don't know where I am. Now I'm in so deep that I might drown, don't know where I am. At the mercy of the wind and waves, don't know where I am. Will this endless ocean be my grave? Don't know where I am. Where I Well, the sky is huge, and I'm all alone. Don't know where I am. Not a single star to guide me home. Don't know where I am. My boat has drifted off to sea, and I don't know where I am. There are no ships to rescue me. Don't know where I am. Don't know where I am. which we need to recover. The sex, the booze, the drugs, or maybe just each other. Every day I try again. I hit the reset button, don't always get it right, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Don't know why I talk to myself, but because no one will listen. I'm gonna start this entire song over. Is that okay? All right. Still working? All right. 'Cause I can't tell up here, you know. Something from which we need to recover. The sex, the booze, the drugs, or maybe just each other. Every day I try again. I hit the reset button. Don't always get it right, but I would change it for the world. Don't know why I talk to myself, maybe because no one will listen. Maybe why I write these songs like a crazy man on a mission. And just like any lost cause, lost in the transmission. Maybe it's a waste of time, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Any given day, got a 50-50 chance that things will go my way. As the tables turn, sometimes you're blessed, sometimes you're burned, but that's okay. I would change it for the world. Oh, yeah. Feel like I know too much, but I don't know enough. I'm widely read in ignorance and unable to shut up. But I know that beauty lies in the beholder's eye. Yeah, I know that beauty lies, but I would change it for the world. Given day, got a 50-50 chance that things will go my way. As the tables turn, sometimes you're blessed, sometimes you burn, that's okay. I would change it for the world. Oh. I know the beauty lies. I know the beauty lies. But I wouldn't change it for the world. Thank you. Just a few more. And then we're all going to put our mask on and get drunk. Jump in a pile. Okay. Let's see. It's so crazy. This is my first live gig after 5 months. And looking out at the audience, and thank you guys for coming, but I feel like I'm playing for a bunch of bandits. You know, it's like, reminds me of when I used to play at prisons, you know, a long time ago. Prisons are weird, you know, because half the audience wants to kill you and the other half wants to marry you, you know. Make you a little nervous, to say the least. But I figured it worked for Johnny Cash, and well, maybe I'll try that. It didn't work for me, you know. He just wanted to kill me. Let's see. I'll tell you one thing you learn from playing in prisons. You learn to be really, really, really thankful that those guys are in prison. Because that's where they belong. All right, where was I? All right, yeah, here we go. I'll tell you a few songs on the album. This song, there was a store in Fort Payne where I grew up called Zeidman's. And the man that ran it was a man named Mr. Zeidman. And he was a friend of my father's, and really he was a friend to everybody. He was a wonderful man. And he was an immigrant from Poland. He was Jewish, and that was a little unusual. I think he was probably the only Jewish person in our county at that time. And but he was a real sweet man. He was single. He wasn't married, and he didn't have any kids, and so he was all by himself. But he loved kids. When you go in the store, he was always glad to see you. And he'd bring out this big old bowl of candy, you know. Anyway, so this is a song I wrote for him. Mr. Zeidman wore long sleeves to keep an ugly thing from view. Not a birthmark on his arm or a circus tattoo. No one ever asked about it. No one ever knew the terrible secrets of our one and only Jew. A tailor's shop in a small town. That's where he lived and worked. I used to go there with my mother, and I hid behind her skirt. But he had a smile for every child. Our one and only Jew. It was a beautiful world. It was a beautiful time for a boy and a girl in the prime of their lives. Him in love, baby smiles. He looked so much like you. In the spring of 39, how the apple blossomed. Mr. Zeidman sold his store when his work was finally done for a condo in Miami to enjoy the setting sun. Then came rumors of a fatal jump. I pray they're not true. The memories I carry are the memories I choose. And tonight I'll light a candle for our one and only Jew. It was a beautiful world. It was a beautiful time for a boy and a girl in the prime of their lives. Him in love, the baby smiles. He looks so much like you. In the spring of 39, how the apple blossoms bloom. Thank you. Well, this song is called More. I wrote this with Andrew Peterson. And My friend Rocky, I have a good friend named Rocky who passed away last week. So I'll do this for Rocky. This is not the end here at this grave. This is just a hole that someone made. And every hole was meant to fill. Every heart can feel it. How our nature hates a vacuum. This is not the hardest part of all. This is just a seed that had to fall. And all our lives we till the ground until we lay our sorrows down and watch the sky for rain, knowing there's more than all this pain, more than all the falling down and the getting up again. There is more than we can see from our tiny vantage point in this vast eternity. There is more. Oh, there is more. A thing resounds when it rings true. When it's ringing all the bells inside of you. Like a golden sky on a summer eve, your heart is tugging at your sleeve, and you cannot say why. But you know there's There is more than the naked eye can see, clothing all our days in mystery, watching over everything wilder than our wildest dreams could ever dream to be. And there is more than we could stand, standing in the glory of a love that never ends. There is more than we can guess, more and more, forevermore, and not a second less. There is more. Oh, there is more. There is more. This next song's kind of for my kids. I guess you noticed this shirt. I don't know if you did, but my daughter gave me that for Father's Day, and it's true. Let's see. And by the way, Eddie, I have 4 children. It's easy to lose count, I know. Eddie, you have 4 kids, don't you? 3? Oh, dang. You better get busy, buddy. Anyway, kids are great. I never planned to have any. I was always, I was always left out of that decision. But I'm glad it was made. It's like, what's the saying, I wouldn't take I wouldn't take 5 cents for them, but I wouldn't give $1 million for them. It's kind of true. They're way better than puppies. Though my cat had kittens recently. They're pretty cool, I must say. I like kittens a lot. But anyway. So this song is called "The Adventures of Me," which I guess sounds a little bit self-indulgent, perhaps. But really, it's more. I meant it more as a warning to my children to stay in school and get real jobs if possible. Anyway, if not for the paper trail, if not for this old guitar, all the love I ever felt would stay frozen in my heart. Beating like a captured bird, always longing to be free. When I strike a certain chord, I feel the flutter of his wings. Crazy life, live somewhere between all the hellos and goodbyes, oceans of gasoline, millions of miles in my car. It's the adventures of me, this old guitar. Cried out in my sleep, and I've laughed till I was hoarse. And I've learned to make my peace with all the things I could not force. I can't always truly tell between the right way and the wrong. I just breathe in all the details and sometimes exhale a song. It was a crazy dream that turned into a crazy life, lived somewhere between all the hellos and goodbyes, oceans of gasoline, millions of miles in my car. It's the adventures of me, this old guitar. We played for thousands and for empty houses too. But our best moments by far have been alone here in this room. Someday I'll leave it to my kids, and I hope they'll understand. As close to me as they can get is when they hold it in their hands. It was a crazy dream that turned into a crazy life, lived somewhere between all the hellos and goodbyes, oceans of gasoline, millions of miles in my car. It's the adventures of me, oceans of gasoline, millions of miles in my car. It's the adventures of me, this old guitar. Thank you. Oh, I got one more for you. I'm going to leave this with you. Listen, it's always an honor to play for folks I started out playing in a lot of bars where people really didn't want to hear what I had to say and or play. They wanted to hear, Jimmy Buffett or something, So I'd be like, okay, here we go, So I'm still a little amazed that people actually show up to hear my own songs. It's why would they do that? But it's an honor and a privilege, and I appreciate it very much. I hope you get good things from this, because I'm just some guy, But I love the songs, and I feel privileged that they somehow come through me, and so I'll play this for you guys. There's a guy, you're probably all familiar with St. Francis. He was a cool guy. His name wasn't Francis, by the way. I don't know if you know that. So you Catholics here, you might know this. His name was John. Francis was his nickname. Did you know that? And the reason was, back when he lived, you know how teenagers have fads, they're all into things, like the twist or whatever. Well, when he was a young man, French chivalric poetry was all the rage. Everybody, and he was totally into it. He loved all that French stuff. So his friends started calling him Frenchie, Francesco, because he's Italian, right? That's what they call him, Frenchie. So it was really his nickname. But anyway, the song borrows a lot from St. Francis. Let me be an instrument of your peace. Let me be a tool in your hand. Crooked and warped though I might be, let me do some good here while I can. Let me be a vessel for your grace. Let me be the first one to forgive. Though the world may curse me to my face, let me learn to bear it like you did. Let me be a kindling of your light. Fan the flame until it blazes through. So if anyone should pay me any mind, let him catch a little glimpse of you. Let me grow in love that knows no fear, till every tear is wiped away. And when the night is drawing near, I can look forward to the day. Make me faithful, make me grateful, make me useful in this life. some good here while I can. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. God bless you. Thank you, Eddie. Eddie was best man in at least one of my weddings, I think. At any rate, thank you.